What we talk about the Finternet is a new approach to global finance, which is defined with 3 U's. It is user-centric. It puts the user at the heart of what we want to solve because users want more control over their lives, over their assets, over their destiny. It has to be unified, which means that it should cut across all asset classes. It could be shares, it could be bonds, it could be deposits, it could be paintings, it could be horses, doesn't matter. All kinds of asset classes should all come together. And you need an universal infrastructure on which all of this works. And sometimes we underestimate the value of universal infrastructure. Today, if somebody has come to GFF from New York, they go to their hotel, connect the laptop, and they start the email. They don't question the fact that behind the scenes, there is a universal infrastructure which makes this possible. Can something similar be done for financial services? And we want to have Finternet is something which allows everyone to participate and control all kinds of assets. User-controlled assets, user content, NFTs, attested assets which are certified by somebody, registered assets like land, or regulated assets like financial products. All of them should be able to participate in this economy, and we need a good way of protecting them from the downsides. So in the real world, we actually have tokens. When you get a paper file from somebody, which is a property file, everything about that property is in that file. So when you give that file to somebody else, you're able to take it forward, or you can keep it in the cupboard, right? Now, in the digital world, we actually broke this up with databases and code and so on. Now, with tokens or tokenization, we can have self-described, self-contained packets that have all the attributes of that asset. So in some sense, we are going back to the future. We're going back to the world, except that instead of a paper file, we have a token packet. Now, why is this possible? Because of advances in cryptography. Cryptography allows you immutability, which means you cannot change. You can make sure nobody can change that packet using a blockchain. It's verifiable, it has security, and it has privacy. Now, all these things were applied in the world of cryptocurrency and so on. And so we have 16,000 cryptocurrencies and so on. But in some sense, these cryptocurrencies were outside the regulated system. So they were in their own planet. And we have seen some of the consequences of that. What we need to do is bring the power of cryptography, the power of tokenization to our world, our regulated world, where we have rules, where we have regulations, where we have anti-money laundering, where we have KYC. All these things have to be there. In other words, can we think of a way to combine the best of a regulated world with the best that tokenization technology can offer us? And that's what the Finternet does, because it uses these basic constructs of tokens and then enables universal interoperability and composability. What do I mean by that? Interoperability in the sense tokens can be bought and sold across different ledgers and so on. And composability means you can combine different kinds of assets to create a full transaction. So let me explain some more. So what is this Finternet architecture we are proposing? First, put the user or the business at the center of the equation. Second, give them applications. Otherwise, how do they talk to the system? They have variety of applications. And now we're very familiar with the idea of applications that we all use for different purposes. Third, we have existing actors, banks, companies, asset managers. They all exist, they all do the business. But in the world of the Finternet, they also are token managers because they are able to take their respective asset and tokenize it. In other words, a bank can tokenize a deposit, a company can tokenize some asset manager can tokenize a mutual fund, all of them can do that. So there's a way for them to do that. And all these tokens that belong to either individuals or companies, tokenized deposits, equity, or real estate, will all be on a unified ledger. Now, the unified ledger is not one ledger. There could be multiple ledgers. There are multiple ledgers of different technologies. So it's not saying use only Ethereum or this or that. It can be any underlying ledger. And there will be protocols for interledger transactions. So if I sell a tokenized deposit to somebody else, that can be done from my ledger to that person's ledger.